Hello Internet, my name is Ryan Ingram, and today we're going to go over a duplex that I purchased about 3 months ago. Now, I purchased this duplex for $25,000. Now, that is the cheapest that I have yet to purchase a duplex, and it came occupied. So, just from my experience so far, if you are purchasing a property that is grossly under market, then there's generally one of like 4 things wrong. The first is that there is a substantial amount of deferred maintenance on the property, or there's like a large item coming up, like a roof replacement or some sort of foundation issue. The second is that it has been grossly mismanaged and the rents are pretty low. And I want to say mismanaged loosely. They could be long-term tenants where the owner and the tenants had a great relationship and the rents were just never raised. They could be problematic tenants. That's the third thing that I've noticed. The landlord is just kind of fed up and no longer wants to deal with the people that are living there and is too nice and kind-hearted to do the eviction process, so they just want to clean their hands from the property as quickly as possible. And the fourth and the last reason is either the owner, the wholesaler, or the realtor just doesn't actually know the real value of the property. So those are my favorite to find, and I recorded a few videos where that was in fact the case. So since we were able to purchase it at such a low price, we borrowed $35,000 against this property because these duplexes generally sell from $55,000 to $65,000 in this area. So as usual on this property, we borrowed money at 12%, so that's about 1% per month. So for the $35,000, we pay $350 per month. Now, this is a bunch of he said, she said stuff. I really don't know the truth, but I do know that as far as the income of this property goes, originally I was told each unit was rented out for $600 per side, which would make this an absolutely home run deal. And it's very unclear as to whether he asked the residents to lie or if he lowered their rent before he sold it due to the pandemic. Nonetheless, the rents were, in my head, for a little bit, $1,200, and then they got slashed in half. So the only income that this property produces is $600 per month. Now, the expenses on this property are very similar to the duplex that we went over yesterday, which was also the first property that I purchased. And since it's the first property I purchased, I kind of have all of those numbers memorized. So the insurance is almost exactly the same at $70 per month. The interest payment on the amount of money that we borrowed, so the $35,000, as we just discussed, that's $350 per month. The taxes on this property are about $150 per month. It's a little bit higher. I'm really unsure why, but I am going to look into disputing the tax assessed value with the county. And as we mentioned yesterday as well, the water, sewer, trash, that stays with the owner here in our area. I don't know of a good way to subrogate that back to the tenants. So the water, sewer, trash on duplexes is generally about $100 per month. Now, this is a moot point since I continue to buy multifamilies. However, I definitely prefer single family homes. I'm more comfortable in that space. I'm more familiar with that space. But the main reason that I really enjoy it is there are no added expenses for utilities. So in single family homes, you can pass all of the utility bills to the resident. They actually have to call the provider of those utilities and have the services put in their name. And I like that a lot because I don't have to go through the pain of paying that bill on a monthly or quarterly basis. So on this property, the income is $600 per month, and all of these expenses come out to be $670. So all in all, I still think this was a good purchase, even though we have to come out of pocket about $70 per month. I know that if anything goes on with the property, if there are any repairs that need to be done, then that is going to put us in the hole even further. The things that I like about this property are we own several just like it. These are massive duplexes. I'll throw some pictures up while I'm explaining this, but each side is about 1,500 square feet. It's like a 3,000 square foot duplex. There's 3 bedrooms, a bath and a half on each side. So The average market rent for a duplex like this in that area is about $700 per month per side. So we have a massive amount of room that we have to make up in the rent, but nonetheless, since we are in very unique times, it makes raising rent very difficult. And not to mention, since they are long-term tenants, I'm always apprehensive to raise rents, especially if they are, really awesome people. But nonetheless, we also don't want to lose $70 per month, and being, 40% of the market rent is not ideal. So I'm hoping that they're going to be understanding whenever we have that conversation. But again, we're going to figure out what the world is doing inside of this pandemic before we take any action on that. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to put them below. I'll strive to answer all of the comments. Thanks so much. Talk to you guys soon.